Hi, this is Marie and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss how to create your own writing routine in 5 easy steps. The first step is to find the right timing. What I mean by that is that you have to find the right slot in your day where your brain is going to be more active and your brain is going to give you more ideas so that you can write. To do that, it's quite easy actually. What I used to do when I was trying to understand a bit better how my writing style was working, how the process was working, is that you can carry a little notebook or just download an app on your smartphone to take notes, and during the day just keep your mind open, and whenever you have a thought, a feeling, or I don't know, something that you've heard and that you find inspiring, just write it down. Write it down and also write down the time just next to it, so that throughout the days, after a few days, you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see that maybe you have more ideas in the evening or maybe early in the morning, right after breakfast. Everyone is different, so everyone has their own specific, I call it the inspirational slot. It means that even if you feel like you're not inspired, if you just sit and try to force yourself to write during that slot, you're going to write. To give you my example, I know that my inspirational slot is between around 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Yeah, not the most practical one. And I know that if I force myself to write at, I don't know, 10 p.m., then I know I'm going to write a few pages even though I don't have the initial inspiration, So that's what I mean by the right timing. It's the right time of the day where you're going to be productive. Maybe not for your work. I know that it's different for me as well. I know I can be very productive early in the morning, but not for writing. So you have to be careful about that too. Some people will just have energy peaks where they can do whatever they want, and some other people have to separate different activities. So for me, for example, when I was talking about the 9 to 3 inspirational slot, it's really a time where I'm very productive for writing and not for other tasks that I may usually do for my work. Step 2, you have to create a good environment for yourself. Once you find the right timing in your day, then you have to create the good conditions so that you will be able to write and that you will be able to focus. That's the main point here. If your environment is adapted to what suits you best, then you will be able to easily focus on your writing and there will be no distractions. So what I mean by a good environment, well, you have to define what is a good environment to yourself. You have to define if you prefer to work in silence, if you like to have background music or TV, or if you're okay with having people around you and chatting with you, or if you're totally okay with any kind of noisy background. That's very practical. That's a good skill to have. I don't have it. I need to have a pretty calm and silent environment. I know that it's not easy to create the perfect environment when you're not living alone, but try to do it as much as possible. Maybe not everything will be perfect, but try to just have as many good things as you can when you're sitting down to write, because it will help you a lot. Also try to put aside everything that could distract you, like your phone. Step 3, start with small things. You can't start right away with big goals and, starting right away with saying, yeah, I want to write a novel in like 2 months. You have to make yourself used to the fact that you want to write on a regular basis first. So that means that before setting any goals, any objectives, you have to get used to it. So that means that you have your perfect timing, you have your good environment, and now you have to practice. What I would recommend is for the first few weeks, write just whatever comes to mind. I think it's also a good exercise to try whatever you would be interested in trying. Writing is not just one single thing. If you're used to writing romance, then maybe you can try out some, I don't know, action or maybe poetry, all kind of atmosphere, different characters, different kind of scenes. Then you're going to produce a lot of content. It might seem small, but in the end, it's going to create a lot of content that you're going to use afterwards for bigger projects. And yeah, that's going to help you just get used to write on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be every day. I know that a lot of people are saying that you have to write every day, but I know it's not always possible, even if you want to. Don't pressure yourself into saying, oh, if I'm not able to write every day, then I'm not good. Just don't think like that. I mean, it's perfectly fine to write, I don't know, 3 times a week, something like that. Just do what you can. You have to adapt to your life, to your daily life, because, well, your whole world is not going to turn around one single activity. So if you can write every day, that's amazing, of course. But if you can't, that's amazing too. What you need to find is the right timetable for you, and then you just have to stick to it. And then once this is done, then I think you will have done the biggest step in this process, which is creating the habit of writing on a daily basis. And be careful, even if you feel like you're not writing something good, just write. It doesn't matter if you don't like it, if you feel like this is not worth it, just write it. I mean, maybe the idea is not formulated in the way you really want to, but then you can just edit it later. The second most important job of a writer is to edit. So it doesn't matter if what you're writing today doesn't please you, because you can edit it on another day, and then maybe tomorrow you're going to find the right way to say what you wanted to say. So don't worry about that. Then let's go for the step 4. Find some cheerleaders or join a community. What I mean by cheerleaders is your friends. Talk about your writing to your close friends, and you could be easily surprised by the fact that they would be interested in reading what you're doing. And I think it's very important for a writer to have some people around them that read their work and give their opinion, their feedback, and cheer them up when they feel like they didn't do it right, or when they feel like they're nothing special, and that they should just give up on writing, this kind of things. It's very important to have people around you. And yeah, if it's not your friends or your family, then there are lots of groups on Facebook or on other social medias that are meant for writers. And you will find that people there are usually very friendly, and that it feels nice, to be among people who can just relate to you and what you're going through at the moment. So don't be shy, don't hesitate to join as many groups as you'd like to. Writing is a lonely job, so make sure that you're not alone in this. And the final step, step 5, You have to set goals that are achievable. We're finally done with the creation of the routine. You have your perfect timing, you have your good environment. You are now used to write on a regular basis, and you have people around you to help you and support you. So that's when you're going to create some goals. But like I mentioned before, start small. You can't start right away with big objectives that you can't fulfill, and it's going to make you feel disappointed in yourself if you set goals that are not achievable. So be careful about that, because your self-esteem depends on this. You have to create goals that you can achieve. You can start with easy objectives like, I don't know, for poetry, write one small poem a day. If you're writing short stories, then you can maybe say, let's try to write 2,000 words a week. Once you're done with the small objectives and that you feel like you're improving and that your project is going well, that's when you can make them evolve. Like, you can make them bigger and bigger, and before you realize it, you're going to be done with your book. With your book or with any other kind of writing project that you may have. So that's it for this video. I hope that it was useful to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put it in the comments and I will reply to it personally. Also, I wanted to thank all the people who liked, commented, and subscribed following the release of my first video. I'm very thankful, and I hope that you also enjoyed this video. So feel free to comment, like, and of course, subscribe. And see you in the next video. Bye bye!